Hello students. So in the previous class we were talking about that of the defect of the vision. Right? In the defect of the vision student we discussed about that of the myopia, hypermetropia and that of the cataract. What is myopia students? So myopia is a short-sightedness. Myopia is a short-sightedness. Okay, what is the meaning of a short-sightedness student? So short-sightedness, it means we can see the object which is nearby to us, but we cannot see the object which is far away from us. So we can write it, can see the nearby object but cannot see the far by object. So can see the nearby object but cannot see the far by object. Now basically why does it happen student? It happens because of the ciliary muscles. So the ciliary muscles which is present in our eye, basically its responsibility is to adjust the eyelids. Okay, so it adjusts the eyelids and it helps in the contraction and relaxation of the eyelids, and due to which it makes the eyelids to allow the entry of that of the light. Okay, so it is the lens only student which decide that which light should come. It means the light where it should focus. It means it should focus on the light which is coming from the nearby object, or it should focus on the light which is coming from that of the far by object. Okay, so here what happened, since in the myopia the person is not able to see the far by object, it means the ciliary muscle is not able to relax properly. So it is due to the inability of the ciliary muscle to relax properly. And because of that student, the image which is formed by, when the person is having myopia in front of the retina, not on the retina. Okay, and to correct this myopia student, what we can do, we can use a lens, and that lens is the concave lens. So concave lens can be used to correct this problem, correct this defect of vision. Now we will start with that of the hypermetropia student. In myopia we have also seen with the diagram that how the image is formed in front of the retina, not on the retina. Okay, so we will try to understand the hypermetropia. So you can see here student, hypermetropia. What happened in case of a hypermetropia student? Here the person is able to see the far by object but not able to see the nearby object, and that is why hypermetropia is also known as long-sightedness. Okay, so we can write here long-sightedness. Why long-sightedness students? Because the person is able to see the far by object, not that of the nearby object. So we can write it. In this, a person cannot see nearby object, but can see far by object. So you see here student, a person cannot see the nearby object but can see the far by object. And what happened here, where the image is formed due to which a person is not able to see the nearby object. So basically you see student, image is formed behind the retina. Image is formed behind that of the retina instead of forming on the retina. So we can say image is formed behind the retina. Okay. What is the reason that why does it happen? Why the image does not form on the retina in case of a hypermetropia? So you see here student, here it is saying that in this process, in this problem, a person cannot see the nearby object. And you know that a person is able to see the nearby object only when the ciliary muscle is able to contract properly. If a ciliary muscle contracts properly, then we can say that yes, the person is able to see the nearby object. But here, since the ciliary muscle is not able to contract properly, so we can say that it will cause a hypermetropia. So it is because of the ciliary muscle not able to contract properly. So you see here students, ciliary muscle is not able to contract properly and due to which it will cause the hypermetropia. Now what are the things? Again let me remind you. The first thing, in case of a hypermetropia, a person is not able to see that of the nearby object, but a person is able to see the far by object. If we talk about the image students, so the image which is formed in case of a hypermetropia, it is behind to that of the retina. Okay, so image is formed behind the retina. Here, if we talk about the ciliary muscles, so ciliary muscle is not able to contract properly, and because of that, there is a problem occur in a person, that is hypermetropia. Now we will understand it with the help of the diagram. So you see here student, we can understand it with the help of the diagram, that how the image is not formed on the retina but behind to that of the retina. So you see, if this is an eyeball. Okay, if this one is that of the eyeball. Okay, so you can see here student, if this is the eyeball and this one is water, this is that of the biconvex lens which is present in that of the eye. Now when the light rays from a certain object will enter into that of the lens, what will happen? There is a formation of the image and this formation will occur behind to that of the retina. So you can see here student, this is the light ray which enter into that of the retina. This is what? This is the retina and this is the image. Okay, so we can write it, image formed behind the retina. This is what student, this is the object. Okay, so this is the retina, this is the lens student. So what is this? This is hypermetropia. So you see here student, when the light rays from the object it enter into that of the convex lens, that is our lens, then what will happen? The image which is formed, it is formed behind to that of the retina. Now if we talk about that how can we correct it student? So we can understand it, correction. So the correction of that of the hypermetropia can be done by using a lens, and that is the convex lens. So we can write it that by using convex lens we can correct this problem. Okay, so by using that of the convex lens, student, we can correct this problem of that of the hypermetropia. How can you do that, student? So you see here again. So you see here, student, if this is that of the eye, here it is again that. Okay. And here that is retina only. So you see here that if object is there, students. So this is the object, and here we will take another lens, and that is that of the convex lens. Let me draw it again. A convex lens. Okay. Okay, so what happened? When the light ray will enter into this, student, it will going to make the light so that it will intersect each other on the retina. So you see here, student. So it will make the light to work from this side. And finally, okay, so you see here, student, this one is what? This is the object. This one is what? This is the convex lens. This is what? This is the image formed on retina, and you can understand it in a good way, students. And that is this light ray and this light ray. Okay, so it will be like that. Okay, so it appears that it is coming from this object, but actually it is coming from that of the nearby object, student. So you can see this convex lens help in making the image on the retina rather than behind to that of the retina. So you see here, student, with the help of that of the convex lens, we can form the image on that of the retina. Okay, so this is what? This is the correction of hypermetropia. Okay, correction of hypermetropia. Okay, students. So we can write it here only. Now this is what? This is the correction. Correction of hypermetropia. Okay, so by using that of the convex lens, we are able to correct this problem. So this one was, student, it is the myopia and hypermetropia. Let me remind you again so that you will understand. Sometimes the question is asked on the basis of the difference of that of the myopia and hypermetropia. Remember that. What you have to understand, what is myopia? Myopia and hypermetropia both are the defect which is we call as a defect of the vision. One defect is that in which the person is not able to see the far by object, and in one case the person is not able to see the nearby object. So in which case the person is not able to see the far by or nearby object, student? So you see here, in case of a myopia, it is short-sightedness. It means a person is able to see the nearby object but not able to see the far by object. In case of a hypermetropia, a person is able to see the far by object but not able to see the nearby object. Okay, so in both of the cases you can see one in which the person is able to see the nearby, and other one person is able to see the far by object. What happened? The image formation, students. So in case of a myopia, image is formed in front of the mirror, in front of the retina. And in case of a hypermetropia, image is formed behind that of the retina. What about the ciliary muscle, student? In case of a myopia, ciliary muscle is not able to relax properly. But in case of that of a hypermetropia, ciliary muscles are not able to relax properly, not able to contract properly. Okay, so in one case it is not able to relax, in one case it is not able to contract. Myopia can be corrected by using that of the concave lens, and hypermetropia can be corrected by that of the convex lens. Okay, so we can tabulate the difference between that of the myopia and hypermetropia. Most of the time this question is asked that how can you differentiate between that of the myopia and that of the hypermetropia, students? So we can write it. First one is the myopia. Here it is myopia. And the second one it is hypermetropia. Okay, myopia and hypermetropia. First case, student, in case of a myopia, what happened basically? Person can see nearby object. Okay, in case of a hypermetropia, student, a person can see far by object. Okay, so far by object. So obviously if a person is able to see the nearby object, then this one is far by object. Second, you can write just opposite, not able to see the far by object. Here just opposite to that, students. So you can write it in this case, not able to see the nearby object. Okay, nearby object. So in one case it is able to see the far by object, in other case it is not able to nearby object. Then the third one is, students, image formation. So if you see the image formed in case of a hypermetropia, in case of a myopia, image formed in front of the retina. In front of the retina. In this case, student, image is formed behind the retina. So we can write it. Image is formed behind the retina. Okay. Now if we talk about that of the ciliary muscle, students, so you see here in case of a ciliary muscles, let me rub it the two portions. So we can see here, students, the fourth one, ciliary muscles. So ciliary muscles, it not able to relax properly, is not able to relax properly. So here you can say ciliary muscles is not able to relax properly. What happened in case of a hypermetropia, student? Here ciliary muscle is not able to contract properly. Is not able to contract properly. So in one case the ciliary muscle is not able to relax properly. In the other case ciliary muscle is not able to contract properly. How can we correct it, the both of the defect, students? So in case of a myopia and in case of a hypermetropia, we can use a different lens, and this lens will help in correcting this problem. So you can write it that it can be corrected by using concave lens. Okay, and here we can write it can be corrected by using convex lens. So one can be corrected by using that of the concave lens and the other one can be corrected by convex lens. So this is the basic difference between that of the myopia and that of the hypermetropia. Now we will move to the another defect of vision student, and that is a cataract. What is a cataract? Is it like the same like that of the myopia and that of the hypermetropia student? No. Cataract is not like that. So you see what happened in that of the cataract? In cataract students, basically what happened, there is a formation of a cloudy, milky cloudy membrane to that of the eyelens, and due to which we are not able to see anything, or the image is blurred, or almost we are not able to see. Okay, so it is because of the formation of a milky cloudy membrane in front of our lens, and because of that student, the light rays which is entering into the eye is not able to enter the lens. It is not able to focus on that of the light rays, and thus there is a blur formation, or we can say there is no proper formation or no formation of the image can occur on the retina, and due to which the image is blurred or we cannot see the image at all. Okay, so we can write that of the cataract. So we can write the defect of the vision in which it is the defect of vision in which eyelens becomes cloudy. It becomes cloudy, milky form. Okay, so cloudy or even opaque due to the formation of a milky transparent or translucent membrane, milky translucent membrane. So due to the formation of this milky translucent membrane student, basically what happened in case of a cataract student, the light rays, we can write it, light rays entering into the eye, light rays which is entering in that of the eye does not form image properly, as it is not able to fall on the lens properly. Okay, so we can write it. It is as it is not able to pass through the lens properly. Okay, so this is about that of the cataract. How can cataract be cured, students? Let me remind you again. Cataract is a defect of vision in which the eyelids become cloudy and opaque, and due to the formation of that of the milky translucent membrane. And why is this so, student? A milky translucent membrane is formed in front of our eye, in front of the retina especially, and due to which when the light ray enter into that of the eye lens. So now student, we will understand that how can we cure that of the cataract. So cataract is basically cured by the surgery. So what happened in the surgery, student? We will remove that of the milky translucent membrane from that of the retina. Okay, so we can write it that it can be cured. It can be cured through surgery. What happened in the surgery? In surgery, the milky coating membrane removed from the retina. So you see here student, in the cataract it can be cured through that of the surgery, in which the milky coating membrane, the translucent membrane will be removed. As it will be removed, light rays will be able to pass through that of the lens and we can see the object clearly. So these are the three defects of the vision student. First one is that of the myopia, second one is the hypermetropia, and the third one is that of the cataract. Let me tell you student, these all three are very important in terms of the if we talk about that of the exam student. So it is very important. Most of the time the question is asked related to that of the myopia, hypermetropia and that of the cataract. Okay. Now we will move to the next topic student. Okay, the defect of vision occur. So what can we do? How can we protect ourselves from these defects students? So we discuss about the care of the eye. Care of the eye. If we do the proper caring of our eye, then absolutely we will protect ourselves from such kind of a defect which will hamper our eye, okay, our retina. Okay, so better we should care our eye properly to remove or to protect ourselves from such defect. So what are the care we can do student? So the first thing that we can do, that we should not look at the sun directly, okay, or we should not look at the light which is coming, which is very bright light and coming towards us. So we can write it, don't or do not look the sunlight or any bright light directly. Okay, so we should not see that of the sunlight or any of the bright light directly, because what will happen, it will going to affect our retina, and due to which it will cause the formation of the image, or it will create a defect to us. If possible, you can wash your eyes as much as you can. Means time to time you can wash your eyes. It will help in clearing the if any dirt is there or if any problem is there. So better we should wash it and we should keep our eye clean. Okay, so we can write it. Wash your eye frequently with clean water. So as much as you can, better we should wash our eye frequently. That will be much better. Okay. Then the third one is avoid reading in a very dim light or in a very bright light. An optimum or you can say a proper light should be there in which we should study. Better we should avoid in reading anything in that of the dim light, because what will happen, you have to contract your eyes to see it. You have to expand your eyes to see in that of the dim light, and you have to contract your eyes when you are looking at the paper in the bright light. So in both of the cases you are creating a tension to your eyes, so ultimately it will hamper the vision of your eye. So better what we can do student, never or avoid to read in the dim light, avoid to read in that of the dim light. Study, you can read or you can say study, student, doesn't matter, in the dim light or in that of the bright light, or in the bright light. So we should not read or we should not study in that of the dim light or that of the bright light, because you know that it will create attention to us and ultimately it will hamper to the vision of our eye. So you see here student, we should not look at the sunlight or any of the bright light directly, because it will going to affect our retina. Second one, we should wash our eye frequently with the water so that it will help in cleaning our eye. Okay, and the third one, that we should avoid the dim light or that of the bright light to study or to read anything. Okay.